Welcome, everybody, to the February 2025 Partner Series call. Excited to have Steve Donlin with Team Donlin. Steve has been in the industry, according to your website, 35 years, and his company represents 9 different suppliers or partners, as we call them. And today, we're going to focus on 3 of those that we feel like are consistent with our theme for this month, which is practical and useful everyday items and gifts. Items like pizza cutters, ice cream scoops, jar openers, cutting boards, coasters, scissors, things that we can all use, sometimes can't find, and then in the kitchen, a lot of times we have a low quality option for. I think we've all been there with an ice cream scoop that bends, or putting your cup on the magazine in the living room, or things like that. So these items are just things that are just useful and they get a lot of life. So with that, Steve, can you go ahead and just give us a couple minutes on yourself, and then we'll get going.
Yeah, thanks, man. Like you said, 35 years. It's been a minute, but my model is that we cover 13 states in the Midwest. We represent lines that are experts in categories. So the lines that we're talking about today, or the companies that we represent, really have single-mindedness of purpose. Experts in these categories. A lot of product that we bring are proprietary to us, and there's not a lot of other companies that are doing the same thing. So we hope to show you some things that are unique and different. With me traveling around the territories, I kind of know what's hot and what's not right now. So, hopefully we can touch on it.
Well, I know people on the call are going to be excited to see that's what they're always looking for. Let's move over and talk about Tomax.
There's a bunch of new products. I think we brought in roughly 15 new products this year, but the starting point really are the cables. The ED202 and first the ED018, which, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the items that
that's right.
You want to talk about that real quick? As far as a new product introduction, was late last year, and then the iPhone 15 came out, and then we had to kind of get rid of all the inventory and start from scratch again. But I would put this item up against anything in the industry as far as a promotional product right now. It's got Type-C, Lightning, Samsung. It's laser engraved there where it separates into 3. They light up at the tips. So it's about 39 inches, and it comes in a bag that looks something like this, if you can see me on.
Yes.
Yeah. And my suggestion, the only complaint I get is that space where you see the silver, the logo is a little bit smaller. It's laser engraved, but that bag that it comes in is a great marketing piece, because you can drop in a romance card or a business card to speak about the event, the reason why you're getting this gift. But I promise you that nobody will throw these away, and the price is right at $5.95. The one to the left of that is the ED202. That's the updated version, and as you see, it separates from USB to Type-C into Lightning, or Type-C into Type-C. That one data transfers. It also Apple CarPlays, all of that good stuff. Same price, $5.95. As well. So these 2 items, the braided cable, the black on the left, it only comes in that color. The 3-in-1 on the right comes in multiple colors: red, white, blue, orange, and black. Yeah. There you go. Those are 2 at the starting point. There's a bunch of other adapters if you're more specifically with your group, but you're going to catch a lot of people with these.
Let me show them. This is the other item, guys. I personally love this item. I use this item when I travel. You can see that you get a print here on the outside, and then it kind of opens up, and this is a MagSafe charger for your phone, and this works for the watch. And I've actually toyed around. I don't think it's designed this way, but this thing will charge my AirPods as well if I just kind of lay them on there.
These earbuds in the middle here, these are the EB105. And again, just stuff that gets a lot of attention. Earbuds in general go into your ears, right? But this over-the-ear technology is going to be a really big deal. And these kind of just clip on your ear. If you can see me put them on like this, like clip-on earrings. It comes in a nice little package like this. It's got a digital display. But from a safety perspective, I don't let my girls go out at night with 2 earbuds in their ears walking down the road. But if you're in construction, or if you're in a facility, some people drive their cars with these things in their ears. You can hear all the sound around you, but you can also hear the music in your ear. But again, the price is right, and the piece itself is super cool. We're decorating on this little plastic area out on the outside here. I know for a fact that this is going to be a winner.
Real quick, one of the things I pointed out to you, Steve, one of the things I really like about Tomax's website and how it's designed is this browse by budget. So obviously they've created some great categories here that you can come in here and look at all the different categories. But then also, if you're looking for a very specific price point, they've organized this really well by budget to where you can isolate the items in a particular price range. even by color. I don't use this much, but this is good as well.
There's just a bunch in there that's totally unique and different.
Let's move on to Alexander, Steve.
Again, everything here isn't instantly intuitive. So what we've done is we created these animated GIF files, and they'll pull up here. It takes a minute, but it just shows our product in motion. So you can get good detail of what you're looking at. Again, intuitive when you're looking at it in a catalog.
I know one of the things we sell a ton of from here is that kind of multi-use screwdriver. That's a very popular item, as well as the scissors that are kind of rotating right here. That was one of our featured products for this month. Here we go. There you can see the screwdriver. Kind of just in general, it seems like Alexander is kind of about tons of practical, useful things like cables, chargers, etc. You get to Alexander and you're getting into a similar supplier in the tool space. These like mid-tier, high quality, useful tools and items that are useful every day, like scissors and screwdrivers.
100%. It's the tag for Alexander is useful tools for everyday life. So, and I affectionately refer to it as the junk drawer of your house, because all of this stuff just lives in your home, your office, or in your car in a quiet space. Like you said, the screwdrivers is our biggest category, obviously. The plastic tops are made in the USA, so it's got that component to it as well. But we can do custom tops, custom blades, whatever you need to create something unique and different. Box cutters are big right now, man. Our friends at Amazon, with all this stuff coming into your home on a daily basis, box cutters are big because people are breaking down boxes and recycling. So it's just a great in-home gift for people.
So, and with that, Steve, we're going to kind of head towards the finish with Honest Abe. So I got them pulled up here.
Sure. So there's really two different companies here. One is Honest Abe Gloves, which we do everything from cut level gloves for anybody in roofing, construction, all of those things to fashion gloves. The best place in this world is over on the right where it says top sellers. And if you go to construction, for instance, you'll see that we've broken down to our best sellers in gloves, and then sometimes we'll throw in a hard good item. But there is gloves for everybody. Here's what I tell people. You're buying hats and jackets and sweatshirts for your team. The next best thing is gloves, and you're protecting your people. In some cases, you're giving them a piece of safety equipment, but it's just a part of a uniform program. We carry about $2 million worth of inventory at all times in Chicago, and that's where we ship out of. And then on the upper right-hand corner, Landon, is a company called IGC. Click on that. There you go. So everything here is shown and basically sold through Loves and Pilot travel centers. And we do things like, I'll show you this lunchbox here, cooks chicken up to 300 degrees. You plug it in the lighter of your car or your truck, and you're on down the road. So there's items like that in here that are unique and different. That car waste bin on the right is brand new. I promise you that is going to be a fantastic piece for anybody on the go. It comes with a couple plastic bags inside, but it just goes right over the back of the car and you're on your way. Even things like tire thumpers for truck drivers and things of that nature. That's what we carry.
One thing I want to go back to with Honest Abe is when I'm looking at those gloves, does it include imprint? Like the list pricing includes print on both gloves, right? It's not like they're going to be additional charges to print both gloves.
No, you can print both gloves. There's obviously a set of charges depending on the technique that we need to decorate, but other than that, you're good.
These kinds of items here to me are the types of things that sometimes are just not naturally, people just don't think about, like, a vacuum for the car, or, I mean, the food warmer is kind of an interesting thing, especially for transportation. But I always wonder about use cases for some of this stuff too, because that's always helpful. Like, what's this food warmer? Like, has it been transportation companies giving it to folks that are on the road?
Yeah, anybody in construction. I can tell you that Loves and Pilot Centers, that's our number one seller at those travel centers. So they're buying them at retail left and right. So all this stuff, if you want to aim for that audience, lives in that catalog.
Even like this digital air compressor. See, like, this is a thing that I have in the garage, we use all the time. And sometimes it's just a mental block for me that we have the opportunity to provide those with logos, and it becomes a really good, practical, and useful gift. Or I actually think that I ordered a sample from these guys of this wet, dry car vacuum, and I use it, fairly consistently, have it in the car. So, I love about these kind of things, as I said, it's just things that maybe you just don't naturally. I mean, everybody thinks about pens and cups, and like you said, hats, sweatshirts, all those kind of things. There's just a lot of things here that you wouldn't naturally think about.
Yeah, totally unique and different. And that, again, the idea of this meeting when we talked was kind of to open people's eyes. We haven't even, there's so much more, right? Like you said, but this is just a really good 30,000 feet of what's available. And it's super fun. I get a kick out of this stuff. So
Tell me, with Honest Abe's, what are some of the things that have been the best sellers from Honest Abe Gloves recently?
that glove in general on the left hand, there you go, has done very well for us. It's a good mid-season spring, fall glove. It's got touchscreen technology. All of our touchscreen technology works, whether it's on a work glove or this, but it's got an also nice dot grip. It's good for leisure, for work, for whatever you're doing outdoors. It's just a great activity glove. So that one in general does really well for us.
So, okay, we talked about Tomax, which I'll go back here. This was kind of who we talked about first. A very high quality, sort of non-retail branded, but excellent technology partner for everything from charging cables to MagSafe charging to power banks and so on, as well as like the earbuds that Steve showed. We talked about Alexander, useful tools for everyday life. Again, pretty obvious and straightforward tagline that really does a good job of describing them. Like this is the website for Alexander. What I'm looking at here, which is also something that we can provide to you, is a flip catalog that you can actually just look at online. It's basically just a digitized version of their catalog. And then we wrapped up with Honest Abe Gloves that, as you can see here, like top sellers, you're going to see all the categories that make sense. You could search by price. And then finally, kind of a bonus here. We didn't really say this up front. We looked at IGC promo. So we always say our industry is full of solutions searching for problems. And so our deal here is to go into the noisiness of our business, bring back things, try to make them, give them to you in bite-sized chunks and really curate things that we think make sense so that you can look at it and start to link that up with the use cases that you have in your world. I mean, we will never understand your businesses as well as you do. But what we can do is go out into our industry and bring things and say, hey, we think that you need to pay attention to this and that this might be able to help you. Steve, thanks again for being here.